20 years ago, this was normal. On every street corner, in every office, even in lecture halls like this, people would be smoking everywhere. But now, it's a little bit strange. It's unusual. Dare I say, it's even a little bit disgusting. Culture changes fast. And now, culture is changing faster than ever. We are living through the most profound technological, economical, and cultural shift that has ever faced mankind. Now, anyone here quit smoking? Anyone who used to be a smoker back in the day? Okay, there's quite a few hands there. I don't feel alone in this. I'm very glad to hear that. Absolutely fabulous. Well, millions of people made a choice, and they took action. And in AI's world, action wins. I believe that action is the defining skill of this era. And it's those who are brave to take advantage of the opportunities who are going to succeed. So, what is action? Well, let's take a look. Let's put a little definition in there. Well, for me, action is to choose. It's simply to make a decision. To say, yes, this is what I am going to do. Then you do it, you move, you get in the groove, and you do the thing that you said that you were going to do. And finally, it's also about adapting. It's about pivoting, changing your pace and tone depending on the situation. These are the 3 pillars of action. Now, in this talk, we're going to have a little historical exploration. We're going to have a walk through time, and we're going to see what happened in previous technological revolutions. We'll have a look at what helped then, and of course, we're going to have a look at what's helping now. How are people taking action in this grand opportunity, in this revolutionary world of AI? Now, what this talk is not, I will be very clear with you on this, is it's not one prompt. I will not give you one prompt that will make you $10,000 a month. Of course, you'll have to buy my course to get that. You think I'm joking? No, I am. So, now let's do a little bit of time traveling. We're going to go back. So this is the interactive part. ChatGPT told me to do this. Imagine the year is 1910. Everybody, take a deep breath. That's it, relax. Now, imagine you are a horse. Can I get any horse sounds from the audience there? Look to the person next to you and give them a horse greeting. Well, the thing is, in 1910, there were more than 14,000 carriage-making companies. That was an incredible amount of carriage makers that employed hundreds of thousands of people. There were so many different industries that were dependent on horses. Everything from agriculture to war and transport. Horses have been our best friends for thousands of years. But in just a single generation, just one small invention, and in 1930 there were just 87 horses. No, I'm sorry. There were 87 carriage makers, I mean. So what do we see here? We saw that very quickly things can change. So the technological revolution we're living through now is something that has happened before. This is not the first time. These punctuate our lives and they punctuate history. The difference is this time is the speed and scale. So the problem with horses is the horses didn't pivot. They didn't change their business model. The horses didn't take action. So the lesson here is don't be a horse. Because AI doesn't need horses. It needs riders. It needs those who can take action, who can take agency. I'm sure you've all heard of AI agents, but the true agent, the original agent, is ourselves. Now let me tell you a little story. Let's go back in time. When I was younger, I went to art school. It was my dream to paint, to illustrate, to be an artiste. I had a lot of fun creating art. This is me. I'm actually wearing a chair. This is conceptually challenging the notion of what a chair is. It was a performance piece. But I enjoyed all types of art because I was also a painter, le pente. And then I was actually making a living from this. I was painting, I was illustrating, I spent many years training the fine movements of my hand. But one day, I had a friend, and they sent me a message. They said, oh my God, you've got to test. Oh, I pressed a button there, that was unexpected. They said, you've got to test this new AI tool. You won't believe what it does. It's creating art from single text prompts. And I was like, what the hell's a prompt? So I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a go. So I went to this website. It was called Midjourney. This was almost exactly 3 years ago. And I went ahead and I typed in a little prompt. I put in these few words: watercolor painting of a woman. And then out from this AI art generator popped this image. Now, 3 years ago, this was absolutely mind-boggling. And at that moment, I took a deep breath, and I could realize that it could do in seconds what took me days. What I had trained for years to do was now commoditized. It was predictable. And I felt replaceable. I felt sad. I felt that everything I'd worked for, my whole identity wrapped up in the idea of being an artiste, was challenged. I truly felt a lot of fear in that moment. I was like, wow, probably things are going to change right now. But I thought, okay, what can I do with this? Like, I have all this experience of being an artist, choosing colors, composition, so I decided to take action. And in 48 hours, I filmed the first course on Midjourney. I was like, okay, I've never made an online course before. I've only just used this tool for about 10 minutes, but let's go ahead and make it a course. And to be honest, it was kind of rubbish. The lighting was awful. My microphone was way too far away from my face. And for some reason, I put background music through the entire 3-hour course that people consistently complained about. And it was atrocious. It was hideous. And I was like, okay, no one will ever buy this. Why am I doing this? This is a waste of time. But to my surprise, over 10,000 people signed up for this course that I made in 48 hours. And what I learned from this was that it was more important to start ugly and to learn fast. That it didn't matter that the course was actually kind of awful. What mattered was that I actually did it. And this is the opportunity that AI is presenting. And the deeper lesson for me here is that fear, I believe, is a door to opportunity. Every time we feel fear, every time we feel replaceable, I believe this is a doorway. So, what does it mean for you, all of you lovely people out there? Well, my question to you is, what's one AI project you've wanted to try? Now, I'm sure you've had an idea. Could you build this in just 48 hours? With the AI tools available right now, like ChatGPT and Cursor and Midjourney, it's possible to rapidly iterate faster than ever before. And I believe every journey starts with a single step. And every AI project starts with a single prompt. Now, this isn't just my story. I want to show you some other examples of people who are moving ahead and taking the way that the world is changing as an opportunity to create new value, to create new opportunities. That I truly think that right now is one of the most incredible times to be alive. And that's because every week there is new technology coming out. And with every new technology, there is a new opportunity to make something original. And that gives us great chances to create value for others. Now, this is Peter. Maybe some of you know Peter. He is a rare and endangered creature. You'll find him in his local habitat of Bali. And he is a digital nomad. And you can see here, he's coding away. He made this game. And as you can see, the graphics are very pixelated, they're low resolution. It's fairly basic. Well, this game is making over $100,000 a month. And he didn't code it. AI did. This game was entirely coded with AI. And this man is called Peter Levels, and he is a digital nomad, like us. And that's because action rewards bravery, not perfection. And this is a quote from Peter himself, one that I truly like. He's quite a wordsmith. He's very impressive. He says, "You can do the thing. Believe in yourself." And I think this is one of the key mindsets for approaching the AI era, is that we all have the opportunity to do remarkable things without a team, without huge budgets, just with action and an idea. Now, this is another individual, and he is called Mao Shlomo. Hopefully my Israeli friends can help me with the pronunciation there. Well, he created an AI coding tool. And he built it in 6 months on his own, and just last week he sold it for $80 million. And he did this all alone. He created his entire business using the opportunities that AI are presenting. So my belief right now is that it's going to be harder and harder to find a job that's going to pay you $20 an hour. These jobs like editing, script writing, are going to become more and more difficult to find work for. But on the flip side, on the other hand, it's becoming easier and easier to build entire businesses on our own. This gives us huge opportunities to do much, much more. So, what will you create next, is my question to you. Now, I'm going to go a little bit off script here, as I've got something to tell you without any slides. And that is that when I was a child, I had a dream. I had a dream to have a TV show. This was what I always wanted in life. And so then, as I got a bit older, I was like, okay, I'm going to try and start a YouTube channel. This is what I'm going to make. And the first YouTube channel I tried to make was about poetry. I was like, I love poetry, I love making poems. And I made some videos, it got 7 views. And this channel got 2 subscribers. I was like, oh god, nobody loves my poetry. This is a little bit challenging. So, okay, maybe it's just the topic, I'll try a different one. So I tried another channel about behavioral psychology. And this channel, it got 1 subscriber. And I was like, oh no, this one's not working either. Damn it! So next, I tried a new channel. And this one was a meditation couple for couples. So it was like, okay, do a meditation with your partner. Me and my girlfriend at the time made the videos together. And this one actually started to do okay. We got up to 1,000 subscribers. But then, unfortunately, we split up. So it's like, okay, well that channel's out the window as well. But now I do have a channel. I have a channel about AI, and it's my living, and I get to do what I love. I get to create videos and share about information that I enjoy. But the point of it is that you don't see the failures. Often people see is just the end result. And the reason I want to tell you this is because there is an opportunity, there is a chance to try things, to make something. Now, I was afraid that people might not enjoy my poetry, or I might get mocked for it. But actually, no one will see your failings, of course, unless you come up on stage and start telling people about your failed YouTube channels. So, the lessons here are to start ugly, to learn fast, because the future belongs to those who act. My name is AI Samson. Thank you for getting up so early and coming to my talk.